Thought daughter or gay son? Is that not skibbity enough for you? How about you pay attention, Sigma, because we're not done here. Cause I've got a question for you, Mr. Rizzler. Cause imagine being born in 2024. I'm gonna be one of the first few people to say it, but 2024 is actually a pretty good year. Realistically speaking, there hasn't been a year where so many wacky events have occurred in such a short time period. It feels like every month in this year, there has to be a plethora of many crazy things happening all at once. Like just this month alone, we quite literally had Donald Trump getting shot in the ear, YouTubers getting exposed for being predators.
You know how we run things here.
Apparently Mr. Beast is evil. There's literally drama for everyone, and I can't lie, it's quite entertaining to be seeing this stuff play out on the sidelines. And see, that's the thing, this video was not a recap of the year. That's for the end of the year. But I'm talking about the folks being born in this year specifically. And I understand what y'all going to say. A kid is not going to be sentient in the year of when they're born. But let's just play with this idea for a bit, okay?
My main goal is to blow up and then act like I don't know nobody.
Alright, so first things first, I can't even lie, we really gotta talk about this cost of living crisis, because in all honesty, even if you're being born into this time period, we really gotta make it clear. You're going to feel this cost of living crisis for sure. Inside and outside the womb, you're gonna realize that the food quality kinda changed because your parents are eating less and less quality food. I ain't struggling yet, but I can assure you that I've quite literally gotten to the point where I'm eating more outside than I am inside my household. And I'm not even talking about meal prepping, because the fact that everything feels like it went up $10 is crazy right now. It was like last week, me and my friends went to eat some Italian food, and I can't lie, at that spot the servings were huge, and in all honesty, the last time I came there it was cheap as hell too. And see, the last time I went there was like 2 years ago, and in all honesty, when I came into that spot and I looked at the old menu, I thought it was the old prices. I saw $20 for a big ass plate of pasta. Like, you see how big these servings are, bruh? I thought I was gonna go in and spend $50 max, but when it came time for us to pay, I had to spend at least $140. $140 for 2 plates and 2 drinks. This is not real, bruh. 2024 is most definitely the year where your pockets are almost always going to burn. If you're not financially literate, you're gonna be seeing too many situations where you're gonna be losing money out of nowhere. I swear, after the coronavirus, everything got so much more expensive, and in all honesty,
over half of Americans say their salary just isn't enough to cover the cost of living anymore. A new Bank of America survey shows 67% of employees think that their growing bills are outpacing their salary and wages. That's even as inflation eases from 4-decade highs. The study also found those under 50, specifically women, were the most stressed out about money.
Everyone got sadder because of it. We're living in a cost of living crisis, and on top of that, almost everyone is depressed. It's gotten to the point where people are extremely depressed, and in all honesty, we're just watching it play out right now. In our little circles, we don't really get to see it often, but there's always someone out there hurting more than anything else. At one point it was me, but now a lot of people are just dealing with too many problems. We're extremely more anxious now than ever, and a lot of us choose to lock ourselves up away from the world instead of interacting with other people. And I can't really hate on anyone for doing something like that, but at the end of the day, a lot of our relationships and connections with other people just don't exist anymore. And I'm gonna be honest, nothing feels genuine anymore. I can't even lie, relationships aren't even the same either. Like, yes, some of us have friends, but a lot of people right now actually do not have friends whatsoever. Too many people nowadays actually lack the actual capabilities of interacting with other people. And see, that's the thing, it's the same situation for people who are trying to build long-term partners. In this day and age, it feels like every single person is trying to take something from you. Whether it be your time, your presence, to even your body, every single person wants something about you. And in all honesty, it just doesn't feel genuine anymore. And see, things not being genuine is probably one of the most important aspects that we're going to be looking at, because in all honesty,
it seems to be getting harder, distinguishing reality from the illusions people make for us, or from the ones we make for ourselves. I don't know. Maybe that's part of the plan, to make me think I'm crazy.
The internet itself is probably one of the most disgusting places I've ever seen in my whole entire life. Like, I feel like socially it is worse now than anything else. And in all honesty, a lot of people don't realize it because y'all probably not paying attention. But this internet shit really gets sticky. If you were to gain sentience early and flick through Twitter and just be able to read all the stuff that they be saying, I can't lie, your smooth brain would probably melt out of your ears so damn quick. Cause the logic that goes through some of these individuals video's brains is probably some of the slowest stuff I've ever seen in my life. And let me really bring up an issue, because in all honesty, I've been watching this Chris Tyson stuff play out and I really didn't want to talk about it. And realistically speaking, the only reason I didn't want to talk about it was not because I didn't have an opinion on it, but I thought everyone else would have probably had a better breakdown of this issue than I would.
It all starts with this video titled, "This video will make you hate Chris Tyson." And not gonna lie, it was pretty successful in making me hate Chris Tyson.
First of all, this Ava Chris Tyson individual is quite literally a weirdo, a pedo, and a bad person. But why are we bringing Mr. Beast into any of this issue? I don't get it. And I have watched those videos on people saying that Mr. Beast is an evildoer or a bad guy, and I can't lie. If you don't leave this man alone, bruh. I seen someone try to explain that because Mr. Beast understands the psychology of kids, he pretty much uses that as a way to sell his products to little kids. And to that, I have to tell you, good sir, are you stupid? Like, are you so dumb? Like, realistically speaking here, you quite literally chose to start talking about Mr. Beast, the individual that's done a lot for a lot of people, but completely ignore the conversation about this individual being a pedo? What are we really doing here on the internet? I really don't understand. Like, quite literally, understanding the psychology of children is the same as what advertisements do to advertise toys to kids. I don't get it. A lot of these individuals have no concept of actual greater thinking. And I feel like people gotta understand something so important that I feel like a lot of people on the internet just don't realize. Not everyone is a good person. People who try to portray themselves as the best people in public aren't always the best people in private. But let's not really jump the ship and go to another issue while you have a bigger issue right in front of you. We talking about pedos here. This individual is talking to kids. We can talk about Mr. Beast being a bad guy all we want after that whole situation gets cleared up. A lot of people on the internet don't realize that once you start moving from one issue to another very quickly, you're gonna start forgetting the main problem at hand. It's kind of like that situation where that girl claimed she got essayed at Kai Cenat's house party. It went from us talking about situations relating to essay to us talking about Kai Cenat as an individual. The conversation didn't evolve, we just lost the plot, and that's a common theme on the internet. We gonna be talking about world issues and then it just devolves into something unrelated to any of what we were speaking about. And I'm gonna be honest, it's the same situation with music and media.
Zelda! I hate you, Rex.
They only change my flow, the way my voice be sounding. Pull up in the fan, I'm home, big body, shit be sliding. I'm in the pandemic ever since it's been declining.
Music and media just doesn't feel good anymore, and it gets dated really quick. It genuinely feels like a lot of media nowadays just gets pumped and dumped. It's like no one cares about what they're actually making. And I don't know about y'all, but for me, I can always go and put on some classic early 2000s to 90s and even 80s music and be chilling. But if I was supposed to play something in this time period, I can't lie, in a few days, a lot of the music just becomes boring as hell. That's why when I have kids, I can't even lie, man, I'm gonna have to put my kids onto some great musicians before they start listening to any modern trash. But see, now we're finished talking about all the negative stuff. We really gotta look at what makes 2024 great, because in all honesty, I can't just be hating on this year. In my personal opinion, being born in 2024 isn't that bad. Us as humans are quite literally in one of the most informed periods in time. And because we're in one of the most informed periods in time, there are a lot of situations where we do have a lot of dumb people talking. But when there aren't dumb people talking, we can genuinely see a lot of the good information that we get about this world. We're seeing technological advancements that are happening quite literally in the span of seconds. And yes, I mean seconds, because have y'all seen AI? I can't even lie, without ChatGPT, I would have failed most of my courses. And I'm not even talking about cheating, I'm talking about giving me ideas when I ask it for some prompts. And see, that's the thing too, along with the fact that we have a lot of information, people are actually willing to address issues that they're seeing in their own daily lives.
Extremism. I don't care if it's dietary extremism, I don't care if it's spiritual extremism, political extremism, ideological extremism, religious extremism. It never works in the long run.
I've noticed that in this day and age, a lot of people are actually open to the idea of looking for change. And that's changed in many different aspects, from improving their lives to even becoming better people at the end of the day. And that's something I can't lie, I've never really seen in a lot of different generations. Most of the time in the past, a lot of people really just liked the way that they were living. And if they didn't like the way they were living, I can't even lie, they just suck it up and deal with it. Even though everything's expensive, most of the stuff right now is quite literally accessible. Like, I can't lie, if you really just wanted food, just go and steal it. And if you're not willing to steal it, I can't even lie, just ask a couple people for some food and they probably give it to you. In all honesty, 2024 is really not a bad year, and I can't even lie, a lot of the people that have problems with it are either the people causing the problems. Realistically speaking, this year is a year of change, and I can't even lie, I fully embrace the idea. As we grow, our perspectives are supposed to change, so why don't we make it easier for the next generation who are living now? We gotta stop living in our trauma and start living in the world, because that's how we make the world a better place for us and those who are coming into it. But this is the end of the video. I hope y'all enjoyed. If I missed anything, leave a comment down below. God bless y'all and have a nice day.
My name is Buford. I'm a 5 times offender, and I joined RNA so I could stop offending. It worked, and now I live peacefully with my mute wife and my family's children.